Today we're going to talk about some critical mistakes that in business, especially early on in business, there's so many parts to running the business when you're starting out that things become very overwhelming. And to make mistakes obviously is easy, because if it was easy not to make them, none of us would make them, would we? Big thing is because we're overwhelmed and we can be frustrated, is learning to not lose it, to stay calm and be level-headed, especially with our customers, because sometimes they can be very frustrating. So providing great customer service, no matter how bad your day is going, you smile and you provide great customer service. Because if you don't provide that, you will not be able to ask for a Google review or a Facebook review, or you cannot get any testimonials that way. So you need to be on top, and your team needs to be on top, and everybody needs to be on the same page. Always provide great customer service. Another big thing is, at the beginning, I made a mistake of buying these wood carts, little dollies, which I strap our folding chairs to. What I didn't know in the beginning is that they had two kinds. One for 600 pounds, I think it was, and weight limit, and the other one was 1,000. So the 600-pound one was cheaper, so I bought like 10 of them or whatever. But the wheels were very small. So once I piled 50 folding chairs on there and ratchet strapped that together, the wheels wore out really quick. And the wheels were really small, so it was harder to push them because of the weight. So I went back and I bought the ones for 1,000-pound weight limit and put 50 chairs, strapped them on, and they roll so much better and they last a lot longer. So that's another mistake that I had made at the beginning. However, it wasn't a super expensive mistake, so that was kind of nice. Another big mistake is pre-buying way too much inventory. If you own, let's say at the beginning, if you own 10 tables, you do not need to own 50 linen for those tables. You just don't. So you need to own more than what you have, or you need to have, like, let's say if you own 10 tables, you need 10 black linen, maybe 10 white linen, because you don't know what they're going to order. But I would not start ordering a bunch of colors, because you never know when they're going to get rented out next. And then you're investing into something that it's going to take you forever to get your money back out of. That's something that you can do later on when you're a little bit more established. That is a good time to expand on things that will not go out as often. But at the beginning, it's so important to get items that are quick return on investment for you, quick ROI. Delivery schedules. If you're delivering product, if you are making a promise for a certain time or a certain day, stick to that schedule. And keep track of your truck schedule. You need to have a way to schedule your truck. If the software that you're using does not have a truck scheduler, then you need to have another way to monitor and, keep track of that, because you don't want to make promises on the phone and then have your truck scheduler not be in front of you, because that's not going to serve you or your customer very well. The same is for your inventory. If you do not have a rental software yet because you're just starting out, then you'll need to track your rental items. Most people would start out with them on a spreadsheet. You need to have your dates on there and be very, very diligent at filling that spreadsheet in, because once you overbook or double book items, you're going to disappoint a customer unless you're able to buy double that product or buy more product on that short notice to fill that order that you've now double booked. So it's very good practice to always stay on top and keep everything up to date if you're not using the software. Marketing and social media, that's another one, because when we get busy, we get behind. So it's important to be on multiple platforms. So for me, we have a Facebook page, we have Instagram, we have TikTok, we have YouTube for my store. So those platforms do very well, and I post on Facebook and I post to Instagram at the same time, so that kind of helps a little bit with that. And then once in a while, I'm able to get a video out onto YouTube. I also use YouTube, and I load up the videos there for product demonstrations. So let's say my percolator, and customers are always asking, how do you use it? How do you use it? Well, I made a video and I put it in the description, and I have a link for it now. So now I can send that video to the customer in advance so they can know and learn how to use the item before they even receive it. And that has cut down on those calls to bring it basically down to no calls. So which is fantastic for us and for the staff, of course. Another thing, Overbuying equipment, like pre-buying, overbuying, that's not good either. What else I miss? Oh yes, big thing. Do not underprice your items. If you are marketing yourself as being the cheapest in town, you are selling yourself short. Majority of the people do not shop necessarily just on price. They will price shop, but they do not necessarily book the cheapest. Because if they're feeling like, okay, I'm going to book the cheapest, they're also thinking, am I going to get the cheapest product? And that's not necessarily what they're after, depending on the event they're having. Price matching, we've tried it. For us, it was not beneficial. It didn't really gain us anything. And we've upped our prices and we're higher even than some. But, we're a few more years in the business now, and it hasn't been detrimental. So being the lowest price was not beneficial. And you're also selling yourself short because, okay, I'm the cheapest, so why am I the cheapest? And is that the message you want to give your customer? I prefer to really just put myself in the forefront and say, hey, we provide this. We provide very clean equipment. We have our attention on the quality of our products. And I put focus on that through social media so that the customer sees, okay, they've seen our social channels. They see we take care of our product. That means they're in good condition and they're not filthy, because that can also happen from other companies, because I have seen that. And I pride myself on our product. So I really want to make sure that what my customers are getting is clean, and they're getting what they've ordered. Because if they're getting it for almost the same price, even if they're saving 5 cents, do you think for 5 cents a chair, they want to have to scrub them all? No, they don't. They prefer to pay 5 cents more and get them all clean. So again, comes back to customer service and providing great value to your customer. It's all about value and price, value and price. They have to match. So don't be the cheapest. And that concludes this video for this time, and we'll see you on the next one.